Welcome to Students Talk Back, a new video segment at northeastvalleynews.org. This is your chance to voice your opinion on current events. Watch for our reporters around campus or email us at northeastvalleynews@gmail.com to participate.
Well, obviously being as clean as possible. We have phones with us all the time, and we never clean our phones. We can obviously clean our hands and be in, it's not like we go into class and it's not like we clean our table, but most we can do about it is just, wash our hands after every little thing. Well, according to data, it has spread faster than most. I guess another question would be how deadly it is. So even though it spread fast, like how many out of all those people who were contacted by it, what is the rate of death? And I don't think that's too high, but it's still a concern.
I'm not too concerned about it. My stance on it really boils down to if it does become a major problem, a lot of action is going to be taken. So even if it does begin to spread fast, it's not going to affect the majority of people. Just on their own, the generic, hand washing, tend to kind of stray away from someone that's coughing, that sort of thing. Other than general hygiene, I don't think there's much you can do unless you have a cough, in which case at that point you should wear the normal face mask, and if at all possible, stay home, rest, try and avoid infecting people.
Well, that depends, because I've heard that the CDC was trying to contain it and get everybody who was in contact everybody who was in contact with that person, but there might be more cases and outbreaks because I think they were students, so they were probably around other people, so it might spread. I think it might spread. People should definitely wash their hands every at least 2 hours and try to keep themselves as clean as possible, because I've heard it's an airborne virus, so I don't know, a face mask or something that might help, but mostly just good hygiene and washing your hands every time you use a bathroom and stuff like that, because the best way to get from getting stuff like this is to prevent it.
I would say the game, just because it's just two teams who don't really get to be on there as much. Well, I guess you can't say that about the 49ers, but and the show, I always like the shows.
Honestly, just the commercials. I'm not a big sports person, but the commercials that come out of major sporting events, especially the Super Bowl, are always just so wonderful.
I prefer the game. I'm kind of weird like that. I know most people prefer the commercials or the halftime show, but I like the game. Really? The game's pretty fun. I'm voting for the Chiefs, so.
Really?
Well, it would depend on times, but if I was going out on a date, that'd be a cool place to go see.
Not really, but I've done it before. I thought it was kind of boring, but yeah, I've heard there's over 1 million people attending, so it's pretty big. Yeah, I would go. It would be an interesting experience to go to golf, because I've never been to a tournament before, and that's one of the biggest tournaments out there, so it'd be interesting to try to go sometime.